Hello everybody, this is Ordaehn, bringing you a one-on-one on Blistering Sands. This game's against Nortoon. He's the Protoss in the top right corner, I am the Zerg in the bottom left corner. First of all, I want to say sorry to the people who have been asking for additional replays. I've had a really busy week and I got ill the last week, so I haven't had a lot of time to record them. I got a lot of them in stock, I just haven't compiled them up and posted them onto YouTube yet. I wanted to say thank you to the people who have subscribed again to my threads, or my subscription on my YouTube page, and also to the people who are asking questions. One of them specific, I had somebody ask how I make sure I've always got enough overlords. My response to that is always make sure you keep the same build order or a similar build order, probably to about your first 20 to 36 supplies, something in between there depending on what you're doing. If you're rushing, obviously you got to change it up a bit, but other than that, after that, what I try to do is always keep 9 supply more than I need. So if I'm building 6 Hydralisks, I need to have 9 more supply than what I'm going to have at the end of that. That way I can build drones, I can build something else, I can get infestors, even in the worst case I can get 1 or 2 Ultralisks started, something in the queue. So I've always got 9 to 10 supplies more than I need. I try to work that way. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, especially if you're building 6 roaches. Usually I'll build 5 roaches and an overlord. So, getting back to the game, we've got him scouting me here, and I'm going to scout him. He got a really early scout, and when you get a scout at 10 or 11 supplies by a probe, it generally means that you're getting rushed. So, let's speed this up to faster. There we go. Generally means you're getting rushed by something, and usually it's cannons when you see a probe. So, as you can see, he's got the forge here, and I'm going to scout this in just a second, so I know he's going to do cannons. Not doing a very good job. Generally, when you're doing this, he should have a pylon popping up already, and he should be putting another pylon over here to make it difficult for me. I've got my spawning pool started, and pylon cannon rushing against a Zerg doesn't work very well these days. The reason being, it's so easy to push your creep into them that they can't build any more cannons. All I really had to do is get the spawning pool down. Probably could have sent a couple drones over just to harass the probe or go after the first pylon to get it down. You know, pulled all my probes off to take out those pylons until I got some Zerglings out. So, as you can see, he's got nothing else in his base. He's sitting in a decent amount of minerals, but nothing to do. He's got to send another probe all the way across. He should have just given up. My spawning pool's almost finished, so he should know that nothing's going to come up. Overlord's placed here, and back to the base. You can see he started on the assimilator, and he's just getting another pylon, and so I've still got that scouted. I pulled the drone out because I knew he was going to try to cannon me. So I immediately start on a couple of lings here, and there they go, firing those lings off. I saw him coming in here, running across. He's clicking a lot, but not really getting anywhere. So he tries to get out of range, drop a pylon. I knew it was over there, so I'm going to go ahead and check that out with a drone in just a second. Oh, no, I'll just send the lings, never mind. So lings are over there. I'm going to focus down the probe first. I know I can take the pylon out, but since he has no cannons, he's not going to go anywhere. So I've got 4 lings here. He has no defense in his base, once again, it's the second thing, and he's full on chrono boost. So his opponent was kind of a smart ass in the first place, and then he really kind of failed on his rush. And so I've got 4 Zerglings going into his base now, and I'm sending this drone out. I'm going to do something interesting here. This is something I've been doing on these similar maps lately, which is I'm going to build a hatchery. I'm not going to take out the destructible first. These minerals are so rich that I don't really need to take this destructible out first. And so I'm going to build the hatchery here, and then later when I've got enough units, I'll take out these destructible rocks, build another hatchery, and then I'll just have a second one here that's being supplied by these minerals. And so you get the rich minerals with a good thing, and you get a free hatchery essentially out of it. So I'm going into his base. I'm going to pick on this pylon while I have a chance. It's probably the only thing I can take out here. I might have been able to take out some of his probes, but I figure I'll take this pylon out and then see if I can get anywhere else. Maybe I could take out the gateway, but I'm just going to go for scouting a little more, screwing around, and then I'm going to pull these lings out, leave him around in his base, because I'm waiting for this hatchery to finish. Now, this is really dangerous. I'll mention it now. Building a hatchery, I guess, one way, it's not the greatest thing. Your drones are going to have to go a long distance. Secondarily, the only way to get a lot of use out of it is to get a lot of drones on it right away, and so I have had maps in the past where the player was playing well. I tried to pull these drones off and send them all up here, and I was caught halfway through, and not only did I give away my hatchery, but he came up and picked off 7 or 8 drones on the way, and it becomes a big mess. So I'm going to go ahead and get a creep tumor out of here, so I can start spreading the creep around. And then as you notice, this hatchery just finished. I'll probably get a queen on this ASAP, but I pull all of my mineral drones off to get them up there as soon as I can. I know that I hurt his economy pretty bad early, so I'm not worried about him coming at me. He's not going to be hitting me too hard, and looks like we're going to just pass each other. He's not going to see my drones, which is nice, but like I said, that's a dangerous against a good opponent. They'll notice that. So I get a couple of lings here. I'm going to run past him, and it's relatively uneventful for the time being, but as you can see, the drones go a very long distance to try to get there, and so I get that queen out. And what I do now is I get my second queen here to make sure I got larvae and get some stuff put out, but I'm just pumping drones out of this one, and I'm going to start building units to defend with over here. That way, when he decides to attack me, if he does, I can sneak in behind and catch him on both sides, maybe here. Or, you know, it gives me the ability to sneak around the side here and come at his destructible rocks. So I started taking those out. I've had a couple of scouts on him, slowing things down a little bit. You can see that I've seen most of his base. Relatively recently, I knew exactly what he had, and he hasn't scouted anything yet. He's really just gone to my base, doesn't know I have anything. The last he saw of my base, I just had some spawning pool action going on. So I've got a couple of these going out. I'm getting some roaches. I put this here to stop any sort of probe from getting in. Now I don't have to watch it. I know that if he comes at me with a lot of units, it's gonna, it's not gonna work very well. But I can see him. I've got my creep tumors out here, and I'm getting these mining here. Now you'll see that I've got 6 roaches. I'm probably gonna get 10 or 11, and then go after these destructible rocks. Pop up a hatchery ASAP. This is, like I said, it's dangerous, but a lot of times people don't scout these expansions really early, Or he'll come over here and, while I'm building this hatchery, see that the rock is still there and just back off again. I've seen that happen in some of my replays. So I've got 8 or 10 roaches. He's coming at me with void rays, and it's something that I expected, which is why I popped out the spore colonies. The only reason I expected it is because I hadn't seen anything for a long time, and generally it's something that Protoss like to do. They like to tech to void rays. For some reason, it's their saving grace against something, but if you keep a scout on them, you don't really have to worry about it. A note for new players, 1 Void Ray can take out 1 queen, and so 2 Void Rays macroed well can take out 2 queens. However, if you use your queens well, you can lure them right into spore crawlers, and they can't take you out with the spore crawler there. So he's going to get close to taking that out. I got 1 transfusion, don't need any more. He gets his Void Rays blown up, and there we go. Bob's your uncle. So he's got a few minerals here. He's getting carriers now, which, I mean, they're carriers, whatever. Probably an old SC player. He decided I'll tech for carriers, and there's nothing he's going to be able to do for it. So I got these roaches here. I'm probably going to pop these destructibles now. And I do have a couple of spore crawlers that popped up here. I didn't want to have to deal with the void rays here either. And so there we go with the destructibles. I've got quite a few minerals here, and so I'll be ready to just pop out a hatchery here ASAP. And as you can see, I've started these extractors. That way, as soon as this hatchery's done, I'll have gas here as well. And so I've got quite a few drones here. Let's go look at the unit count. I've got 39. He's got 45 probes, and he's got them all in the same one. You can see there's only 8 mineral patches here. You need 3 drones or probes or SCVs for mineral patch, so that's 24. Plus another 6 is 30. So he's got 15 more probes than he needs, and he still hasn't expanded here. I leave this ling there just to pick off anything he's got. So he's kind of gone into this frantic, get way too many probes, and again, he's got way too many probes on gas as well. So he's got 4 probes on that one and 4 probes on that one. Maybe he's an old SC player, I don't know, but StarCraft 2 is definitely not StarCraft 1. So he's got those. He's getting his first air defense. He's really got no ground units. I probably could have just, instead of doing all the stuff that I did here, gone at him with everything that I had. Especially when I had, 15 or 16 roaches, I probably just gone in and trounced through all his stuff. But I thought this was a good time to kind of make a tutorial video for some of the new people who had questions about things. You'll notice that I've got more overlords than I need now, and I do plan on pumping out a very large amount of units. And so while these hatcheries are building, and pretty soon I'll get another queen here because I'm not going to be able to support two hatcheries with 1 queen, I'm going to pop out a couple of overlords, and I'm going to get these